All right, so fellas, the question for today is, or the statement for today, let's not even say question, let's say statement. I like her, but she's cool, but I'll rock with her, but I can vibe with her, but can I create with her? Can I create with her? Can I build with her? When we talk about projects, is it like flowing? Or do y'all talk about some fugazi idea and it's like something that costs a pretty penny, but y'all don't even have a $5 product? Y'all can't even come to terms and get a $5 product together. I will say this, a lot of people talk about doing stuff and it's way simpler than what people make it out to be. It's way simpler what people make it out to be. So then it's like, okay, things need to be worked on. There's a lot of things that I can help with. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to being like helpful, like wanting to be a helpmate or help, you know what I mean? Like helpmate for your partner and actually want to rock with people and do stuff with people. Like I feel like I am super crazy helpful. Like credit, working on a budget, coming up with business plans, ideas, fitness goals, got it all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really there when it comes to a lot of that knowledge. And men, we definitely have to, this goes into the vetting. So, you know what I mean? This me talking to myself too always. But, you know, this goes into the vetting. You know, realizing what type of woman you're dealing with. Yeah, I rock with her, but is she a creator like me? Like, I know a lot of the times it seems like, you know, like trying to find somebody. I don't know. I thought I wanted somebody that didn't do what I did until I realized that the only way to stay in a creative flow is to be with someone that is also on that creative frequency. So follow me. When you're on that creative frequency, like it's levels to it, right? A lot of people have these ideas of things that they can get done and do, which is not a problem. Cool. That's why I say everybody is a creator. But it's about the steps needed to even get to that thing, to that process, completely. You know, like the first steps would be like getting your life in order, getting your credit in order, getting your job in order. Maybe you want a W-2. Maybe you want a W-2 on your job, so then it makes it a lot easier for you to be building your business credit. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's certain things that you can work on to accomplish whatever goal that you're trying to meet. But it's still steps. You can simplify the steps. And what I noticed is it's like I have a project and I can get through the first couple phases of it in one day. Literally a lot of the brainstorming and a lot of the planning, like I can get a ton of it, 70-80% done in one day. Like, and I was telling one of my acquaintances, it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's certain souls that pull the creative juices out of you. Now, they might have been sitting there bubbling, but if you deal with a woman that has no creative ability and does not, but says she doesn't say, it's a lot of women that say they do, it's a lot of men that they say they do, but you can kind of tell the ones that are actually creating and putting that energy out there. So what I'm saying is it's a lot of that's gonna say they doing something and they not really doing it. So it's like the souls that I notice that I tend to feel 100 times better around, they're the souls that are actually creating something. They have businesses, they have things that they're doing for themselves that's above the norm, above being basic. And everybody want to talk about how they not basic and how they not normal. I mean, how they not, you know what I mean, how they not regular. You know, but you doing the norm. You know what I'm saying? You on some basic broke shit. language. You know, some basic minimal. I'm just trying to get, I only want a piece of the pie. Like, nah, I want the whole pie. And then go bake me about 5 more. Language. I apologize. But you'll notice that the souls that, you know, I mean, there's beautiful souls, they pull that creative juices out of you, or they help your creativity overflow. That's how I like it. It sounds like that sounds pretty nice. It makes your creative juices overflow. So then it's not hard to stay in that creative zone. You feel me? It's not hard at all. But how many times do we accidentally, and I wouldn't say accidentally, how many times do we not care about the red flags and still go off of that basic energy that is cool? You know what I'm saying? Rock with somebody that's like opposite of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might be a creative or a creative, but then the other person might not do what they really love to do. Let's put it that way. They don't really love their life. So while you're creating and building the life that you want and manifest and you see in your mind from the things that you love to do, and that's why it's so easy for you, like, you got your partner, they still figuring themselves out, or else they wouldn't be connected so heavily to like the 3D and specific ways of making money, because they realize like it's abundant. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's abundant in a way that you have to put in the work, and it's not, you know what I mean, you'll notice that it's not coming in abundant because you kind of chillaxing. You could put in a ton more work than you are right now, you know, to get that outcome. You know what I mean? Or push towards whatever plan that you really had. Like, do you actually have a business plan? I probably got 10 business plans by now. You know what I mean? You gotta do one at a time. You know what I'm saying? So the ideas of making money flow to my head effortlessly. But when you're with somebody that all they produce is shit, they don't language. I'm sorry, baby. They don't produce anything good, or, you know, I'm not trying to be harsh, but you know what I mean, because it's levels to it, and you know what I mean, you get there when you get there. So it's like, I guess the easy way to put it is like, you know, you much rather deal with somebody that has been through stuff and awakened, and not even a normal awaken. I'm just talking about like to the point where like their creativity is flowing out of them daily. Like, everybody is not like that. Everybody is not at that point. So to find a soul like that is like, it's beautiful, and it's like you gotta hold on to it. You gotta cherish it, because it's like, now I feel like I have souls that I've had that kind of connection with, and that kind of understanding, and that beautiful kind of peace. And I let some other shit that had nothing to do with, you know, my friendship, or don't say, I call all my friendships relationships. You know what I mean? If I do feel like you're a genuine friend, like, you know, that is a relationship. So I feel like all of my relationships, they're like, I cherish them. I cherish them like dearly. So I definitely notice when I'm not able to flow the way I need to because a particular individual is in my life, and now that makes me kind of feel kind of funny, because if I can't create, then I start going backwards. And what does going backwards mean as a creator? When you're unable to create, when you can't tap into that energy to create. Now you're going to get a job that you don't want to work. Now you in this scarcity mindset that it took you a long time to get out of. Now you walking yourself right back into it, and all because of who you decided to date or who you decided to be with. So after you realize that you don't own anybody, it becomes a lot easier to kind of let people do them, and you see where they want to go. Because I'm going to show you where I want to go. and then probably be like, oh, like, I'm not sorry that you can't go where I want to go. Because, I mean, you'll realize, like, the things that you really want to do and the peace that you really want to have, like some souls are never going to obtain that. So don't sacrifice your peace trying to get somebody else's peace like yours. I hope that makes sense. Don't sacrifice your peace trying to create somebody else's peaceful situation for them. I'm not breaking out. Yeah.